just spent a weekend at the Wilderness Foundation. We brought together a group of 9 people, all working on different projects from different walks of life, and it was just a really nice weekend for us all to kind of check in with ourselves and with each other and with our work.
We wanted to bring people together to develop a network of people who can inspire each other. This will lead to changing people's behaviours, and actually we've seen that through the weekend, whilst people have been talking about the little tangible differences that they can make in their behaviours, and how then that they want to communicate that back into their communities.
And, you know, giving me points of views that I haven't really thought of before. When it comes to civil society, when it comes to the Wilderness Project, stuff and initiatives that I just didn't know existed, and I can now take back to my community and say, you know, these are ways where we can optimize our work as community organizers.
To empower the communities through the people that they trust, through the people that they understand, through the language that they might understand, whether that's love, whether that's through the mind, whether that's understanding nature better.
How do we actually care for people through nature, and how do we then teach people to care for nature in return? So it's been an extraordinary experience and very powerful to bring an interfaith group here into the wild.
Often people of colour are the most hit by this climate emergency because they often are in those areas that have lots of pollution, that are low-income families that are struggling and are just really about survival and don't have the resources or the capacity to even think about climate, because actually they're just thinking about survival. So along with this comes a number of complexities. Particular communities may feel that they are being ignored or being marginalised from this particular issue.
But I think it's work that came out of the Essex Climate Commission as well, how important it is to try and start meeting people through different faith communities, because often you're meeting people who are not being engaged in a kind of more generalistic way, and it's a way of actually getting through to a wide range of people who are disempowered and don't have an opportunity for an equal share in these kind of discussions and debates around climate change.
They're part of this conversation. There is a real need to engage with those people about some of the things that they could do that are quite easy. Climate change and climate action and environmental issues will have an impact on migration, will have an impact on resources, will have an impact on our daily lives, on the quality of life. And I guess it's then coming back to the roots and thinking, actually, what are the tangible things that we are able to do to make that difference?
To protect something, you have to care about it and to love it, and I think that's the most important thing of bringing people out.
Well, coming here, I've noticed how the weather is having an impact. It breaks my heart to see the cracks in the soil. It's like the earth needs nurturing and watering. There's not enough rainfall.
What I've taken out of it is that the way to get people to take action is to just help them connect with nature personally.
It's to create the love and the importance of wildlife, of the environment, of nature, of parks, of trees, of fruit, of animals really. We do know that there's so many connections that you can make with nature, and there's so many benefits to people coming together, but also the connection of the land to your mind, to your body, to the energy, to your spirit, to your soul, to your faith.
You know, most of us live in urban environments, and once again it's about being disconnected from nature and kind of losing like the why of why like your heart is like in this work, but being able to find that, I think, is really valuable.
When it comes to climate, to be honest, I've always had interest in the topic, but over this past few days I've really developed a passion for it, and I really like feeling in your heart responsibility for the place you live.
It was just a really nice time for us to sleep in the woods on hammocks, which was a new experience for me.
You know, here we were asking some people who've never camped before, who don't have an everyday relationship with nature and the outdoors, and it was just the most beautiful experience waking up at 4:30 this morning and walking through the campus, the light was breaking, and there was this group of kind of maybe slightly frightened women to start with, just sleeping in hammocks under the trees, like little kind of cocoons, everybody kind of warm and safe, and actually waking up to stare up into the trees and the leaves this morning, and several people commenting how beautiful an experience it was to just look up from their hammocks into the tree canopy and feel a sense of peace and restoration.